श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, Chapter 46, Uddhava visits Vrindavan, verse number 7. Shri Shuka Uvacha Iti Ukta Uddhavo Rajan Sandesham Bhartur Adrata Adaya Ratham Aruya Prayayau Nanda Gokulam. Shri Shuka Vacha Iti Ukta Uddhavo Rajan Sandesham Bhartur Adrata Adaya Ratham Aruya Prayayau Nanda Gokulam. Shri Shuka Vacha Iti Ukta Uddhavo Rajan Sandesham Bhartur Adrata Adaya Ratham Aruya Prayayau Nanda Gokulam. Prayayau Nanda Gokulam. Shri Shuka Vacha Tiyukta Uddhavo Rajan Sandesham Bharturadrata Adaya Ratham Aruya Prayayau Nanda Gokulam. Shri Shuka Vacha Iti Yukta Uddhavo Rajan Sandesham Bharturadrata Prayaratham Aruya Prayayo Nanda Gokulam. Matajis. Shri Sukha Vacha Shukadeva Goswami said, Iti thus Ukta spoken to Uddhava Uddhav Rajan O King Parikshit Sandesham the message Bhartu of his master Adrita respectfully Adaya taking Ratham his chariot Aruya, mounting, Prayayau, went off, Nanda Gokulam, to the coward village of Nanda Maharaj. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Shukadeva Goswami said, thus addressed, O King, Uddhav respectfully accepted his master's message, mounted his chariot and set off for Nanda Gokul. So this verse doesn't have a purport, so we'll read next few verses. Verse 8, translation. The fortunate Uddhav reached Nanda Maharaj pastures just as the sun was setting, and since the returning cows and other animals were raising dust with their hoofs, his chariot passed unnoticed. Verse 9 to 13, translation. Gokula resounded on all sides with the sounds of bulls in rut, fighting with one another for fertile cows, with the mooing of cows, burdened by their udders, chasing after their calves, with the noise of milking and of the white calves jumping here and there, with the loud reverberation of flute playing, and with the singing of the all auspicious deeds of Krishna and Balram by the cowherd men and women, who made the village resplendent with their wonderfully ornamented attire. The cowherds' homes in Gokula appeared most charming with their abundant paraphernalia for worship of the sacrificial fire, the sun, unexpected guest, the cows, the brahmanas, the forefathers, and the demigods. On all sides, lay the flowering forest, echoing with flocks of birds and swarms of bees, and beautified by its lakes crowded with swans, karandav ducks, and bowers of lotuses. Purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Although Gokula was merged in grief because of separation from Lord Krishna, the Lord expanded his internal potency to cover that particular manifestation of Braj and allow Uddhava to see the normal bustle and joy of Braj at sunset. Om Agyan Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 46, verse number 7, translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, thus addressed, O King, Uddhav respectfully accepted his master's message, mounted his chariot, and set off for Nanda Gokul. Hare Krishna. So, this chapter we just started few days before, wherein Krishna in Mathura is going through deep pain in separation from Brajvasis. The pain of separation experienced by Srimati Radharani, the Gopis, Yashoda Maya, Nanda Maharaj, the Sakhas and other Brajvasis is very popular. But the pain of Krishna in separation of Brajvasis is less popular. But Krishna had equal pain. He used to cry with tears in his eyes, and he will not get sleep at night, and whole day he is in anxiety and worried, thinking about his mother Yashoda Maya, his father Nanda Maharaj, his beloved Gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, and his Priya Sakhas, Sridham, Subal, Madhumangal, Ujjwal, Vishal, Arjun, and his dear cows and calves, and Brajvasis, and Govardhan Hill, and Yamuna River, and the trees, and the plants, and the creepers, and the monkeys, and the peacocks, and the deer, and butter. Krishna loved all this, and he used to have deep pain of separation. And Vrindavan is like that. Even when we go and come back, don't we feel pain of separation? We feel. I have to many times come back on the way, think, oh, maybe the airport is closed, maybe some attack happens and the flight gets cancelled, and I go back to Vrindavan and there's a lockdown and I stay there. But the difference between the pain of Brajvasis and pain of Krishna is this, that the Brajvasis, they used to talk among themselves about their pain. The gopis would talk among themselves, the friends would talk. But Krishna in Mathura had nobody to talk about his pain. So which one is heavy? When you cannot share your pain, even a small pain becomes very heavy. And when you share, it becomes half. That's why it's good to share. If you are having pain, struggle, challenge, unpleasant situation, should have devotee friends around us who will not judge us, who will hear us, understand us, share our pain, and that will ease us. So we should have such friends around us whom we can share, and we should be such a friend whom others can share. And when others are sharing, we should hear empathetically, not jump to solutions. So I will solve your pain. Not jump to suggestions, you do this. Not jump to advice. Not jump to judgment. That is not the proper way of hearing. Proper way of hearing is to understand. Hear to understand, not to judge or solve or suggest or advise or note it down for the next class. You can give this example. But when somebody has nobody else to share his pain or her pain, that person can commit suicide because there is nobody to share, nobody to understand. And that's very tough. So Krishna was in heavy pain and there is nobody in Mathura whom he can talk. He cannot talk to Devaki Mata. How can he talk to his mother or Vasudev father about his affairs in Vrindavan? He cannot talk to Balaram, Bada Bhai, elder brother. He can't talk about the gopis. He can't talk to Akrura, too senior. There's nobody. And he cannot go back to Vrindavan. And he cannot call the Brajvasis to come to Mathura. So it was a very challenging situation. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is not a stone. He has feelings. He has emotions. He has a soft heart. And he has experience of pain, real pain. And he underwent this journey. Crying whole day, full of worry and anxiety. And one day, Uddhav, Krishna's cousin and dear friend, came to Krishna for some service. And immediately Krishna thought, I can talk to Uddhav. जरूर भगवान ने भेजा होगा उसको. I can talk to Uddhav. So he took Uddhav in a corner, isolated place, and very warmly took Uddhava's hand in his own hands, little bit rubbing, and wet eyes. And he told Uddhav, I want you to go to Vrindavan. I am worried about the Brajvasis. My mother Yashoda Maiya, my father Nand Maharaj, my cows, my calves, my friends, the gopis. They all love me more than their own life. And I told them I will come back. But you see, I cannot go. So they are in very deep pain, crying, and I am in pain here. So I want you to go and give them solace, console them, remind them that I am a gentleman, I will fulfill my promise, I will come back, but it will take time. And help them reduce their pain and worry. Talk to them. You are a very big scholar. You speak very logically, you are very knowledgeable. When you talk to them, they will be okay. Uddhava thought, it's an easy assignment. जाके बोलना ही है. I just have to talk. What's a big deal? I just talk Vasudevam Sarvamiti. So many times I have given this class. Krishna is all pervading. Why are you crying? So Uddhava immediately agreed. He agreed to go to Vrindavan to solace the Brajvasis. Krishna told him, your knowledge will not solace them. My message will solace them. So he wrote letters. Told him, give this message to them and stay there. So Uddhava got ready. Now Uddhava is a very great devotee, pure devotee. Haridas Varya, first class devotee, first class, best among the servants of Hari. Why best? Because in whole Mathura he is the single servant whom Krishna can reveal his heart. If among your 100 friends there is only one whom you can reveal your heart, is he best? Yes. He is best, whom you can reveal your heart and ease your pain. And Uddhava, he has so great love for Krishna. I'll tell you one episode. When Uddhava was 5 years old boy, he was sitting at the door of his house, thinking of Krishna. And his mother came early morning, said, Uddhav, breakfast ready. And Uddhava went for lunch. He forgot. So many hours passed thinking of Krishna that he thought I am going for breakfast, but when he reached inside it was lunchtime. You got it? Hours went by, 1 second, thinking of Krishna. And Uddhava, he resembles Krishna. His blackish blue body, same height, same bodily structure, same lotus petal like eyes. And Uddhava wears Mahaprasad. Whatever clothes Krishna has discarded, that clothes Uddhava wears. So he wears Krishna's old dhoti and shirt, pagdi, and whatever garland Krishna discards, that garland he wears. Whatever ornaments Krishna discard, that ornament he wears. So only Mahaprasad. His whole life is only Mahaprasad. So he very much resembles Krishna. So from far somebody sees, he will think Krishna is coming. And Uddhava is not equal friend. He is friend, but at the same time as a servant he serves Krishna. So as soon as Krishna ordered him to go to Vrindavan, he immediately agreed. When the master orders, the servant should say, yes sir. That is the ideal servant of the spiritual master. Say, yes sir. Yes, I will do, certainly, as you wish. That devotee is successful in life when he is obedient. Disciple means discipline. And the first chapter of discipline is obedience. So immediately Uddhava mounted a chariot and went from Mathura to Vrindavan. He reached Vrindavan in the evening time, when the cows were returning back from the forest eating grass to the cowshed in the village. So when lakhs of cows are returning back, there is lots of dust in the atmosphere. So much so that you can't see around. So Uddhava arrived in Nandagaon when there were lots of dust in the atmosphere. So he passed the roads, but nobody saw a chariot has come. He straight went to Nanda Bhavan, outside the house of Nanda Maharaj. But hardly anybody saw. And Uddhava saw Gokul. Here Gokul means Nanda Gaon. Nanda Gokul is written. But the real situation of Vrindavan, Uddhava didn't see. Uddhava saw a different situation, which is described here. But before that, let me tell you what was the real situation in Vrindavan, in Krishna's absence. When Krishna went to Mathura, the whole of Vrindavan was lifeless. Nobody was joyful anymore. Every living entity, including the grass, were in deep pain of separation, viraha from Krishna. So much so that the cows, they would eat grass just mechanically, not as an enjoyment, not as eager, like a hungry person is eager for eating prasad. The cows are hungry but not eager to eat. Just like we experience sometimes in disease or very heavy fever, we don't feel like eating even if there is Raj Bhog, Chappan Bhog, right? So the cows were not feeling to eat, even though mechanically they will keep chewing grass. It was not a pleasant activity. The calves will not run around and play. They will not be interested in taking milk from their mother cow. The cows were not interested in feeding the calves. Now this is very high. Whatever happens, the mother feeds the child, mother cow feeds the cows, but the cows were not interested in feeding the calves. Because their actual love for Krishna was so much disturbed that the love for the calves got diluted. They were not interested in, but they will feed. Out of mechanical duty, they would feed. And the monkeys and the peacocks and the deers, the plants, the creepers, they would be lifeless, like dying, about to die. They will bloom not joyfully. And the Brajvasis, they would work in their farm and cowshed and other activities just as lifeless, mechanically. And Krishna's friends, the Sakhas, Sridham, Subal, Madhumangal, Ujjwal, they would whole day cry, cry, cry. Tears will keep on running from their eyes continuously, even at night, so much so that Nidra Devi stopped doing any service in Vrindavan. She was on bench. They would not sleep only. Whole night cry, 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 thinking of Krishna. And they would not dress themselves properly. They will not wear ornaments. They will not decorate their bodies. They will not wear flower garlands. Mechanically, they will take some cows and go to the forest and leave them to eat, and they will just go and lie down on Govardhan, breathing very heavily, hardly wearing any clothes, roaming naked, their hairs disheveled. They will not take bath, and so there will dust on their body whole day. It is as if earth, water, fire, ether, earth, water, fire, ether have left their bodies. Only air was remaining, and they would breathe very heavily. And whenever they would breathe, their nostrils will expand and collapse visibly. And they became so skinny, their bones were visible. And they will not joke, they will not sing, they will not dance, they will not jump to eat laddus, they will not do masti, they will not do mischief, they will not eat butter. Whole day life is lost, the goal is lost, the desire to live is lost. In fact, seeing the sakhas crying, the monkeys will cry, the deers will cry, the birds will cry. The monkeys and the deers would just surround the sakhas, and they see them crying, and they will cry. That was the pain they were having. And Yashoda Maiya and Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya was in so much pain that she would die every day. Every day morning, Srimati Radharani with the gopis will come to the house of Yashoda Maiya, who is about to die. And they will tell some stories of Krishna for 3-4 hours. And as they will tell the story, Yashoda Maiya will start regaining consciousness. And when she is bit normal, they will go to perform their duties. And over next 12 hours, Yashoda Maiya will start again dying. About to die, again Radharani will come in the morning, again tell some more katha of Krishna, again she will regain consciousness. The only reason Radharani continued to be alive, there are two. And one is just to make sure Yashoda is alive. And the only way Yashoda Maiya would be alive is every day Radharani and gopis would come to tell stories of Krishna. That stories, that katha of Krishna will keep Yashoda Maiya alive. Otherwise she would have died long back. So Yashoda Maiya went mad in separation of Krishna. She would cry whole day. She would not wear proper clothes or garlands or make her hair or wear ornaments. She will not cook in the house. As she will walk in the house, she will see some articles belonging to Krishna, and she will become stunned. When she sees the coward boy stick lying around, nobody using it, she will become like a stick, stand for hours together, not moving. When she will see Krishna's small shoes, she will cry. She will fall unconscious. She will see Krishna's flute, Krishna's peacock feather, Krishna's clothes, Krishna's pearls and diamonds and Krishna's bedroom. And she will go mad, crying. And suddenly evening she will wake up and she will say, Krishna is coming back. Krishna is coming back from the forest. I should cook something for him. And she will say, Nanda Baba, you go on the terrace from the balcony and just see how far is Krishna. Can you see the peacock feather? And can you see the dust from the hooves of the cows? Just tell me how far he is. Then suddenly she will say, Nanda Baba, you are so cruel person. What kind of king you are? How can you go to Mathura and leave our darling child and come back without him? You are stone-hearted. And Nanda Baba will say, hey Pagli, Hey, mad woman, don't disturb my house. Cook something. Krishna is coming. I just now saw one peacock feather in the dust. Because he is also becoming mad. She is also becoming mad. That house was full chaos, highly disturbed, very difficult existence. And my dear devotees, Krishna Prem is like this. Krishna Prem is like extremely nectarian, sweet and hot sugarcane juice in your mouth. So hot you want to spit it, and so sweet you want to swallow it, and you can't do both. That's Krishna Prem. So much joy and so much pain. Pain of separation. And Yashoda Maya 10 times in the day will fall unconscious. And there's a reason. If she doesn't fall unconscious, then she will die. So the demigod of unconscious, the demigoddess of unconscious Devi, she had 24/7 service at Yashoda's house. That anytime she is about to die, she will offer service. Yashoda Maya will fall unconscious, still breathing. That is her service. So for Yashoda Maya to continue to be alive, Radharani would come every day and tell stories of Krishna. And this is really true. Krishna's stories are very nectarian. Anytime we are undergoing challenges in our life, pain in our life, struggle in our life, just open Krishna book or Bhagavatam and read for 1 or 2 hours, and you will see everything will ease out. The illusion will go away, dispel away. The struggle will go away. Your heart will be lighter. Just read whenever you are in pain. Or better is read every day, whether pain or not. Pain will not come only. That's true. Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard Bhagavatam for 7 days, no hunger, no thirst, no sleep, no pain. He is about to die, but no pain. He is enjoying this real Amrit, real nectar. So we should be attached to reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam means every day. It doesn't say Sunday Bhagavata Sevaya, ki every Sunday you hear. Does it say that? Or occasional Bhagavad Sevaya, ki sometimes you hear. It says Nityam. Every day we should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, should read Srimad Bhagavatam. That's nectar. So that was the condition of Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj. Yashoda Maya's love for Krishna is such that if Yashoda Maya is standing in fire and having darshan of her dear Krishna, she will experience cold like you are in Himalayas. And if Yashoda Maya is in the ocean of nectar but she is not having darshan of Krishna, it will be like poison for her. That is her love for Krishna. And what to speak about the gopis and Srimati Radharani? They too became completely mad. Whole day they will do their housework just mechanically, but whole day they will just keep each other alive by making each other remember how Krishna spoke to them and how they danced with Krishna and how Krishna embraced them and kissed them and hold their hands and spoke to them sweetly and laughed with them, and they played and they pranks and Jhulan service and holy service and so many dice game and flower garlands and cooking the gopis, they would remind each other and they would keep Radharani alive by reminding her how Krishna played with them, exchanged with them. And the only reason Radharani was alive, as I told you, one to protect Yashoda Maiya, another because Krishna said, I will come back. So Radharani was alive, gopis were alive, that if we die and Krishna comes and he doesn't find us, he will be sad. So Krishna should not be sad if he comes back. So we are alive. Death was less painful. Living was more painful, and they chose higher pain. They choose to leave because for Radharani death was easier option. For the gopis death was easier option, but they chose the option of higher pain. So that when Krishna comes, he is not sad. And because Krishna said, I will come back, they had that hope. So every day in the daytime, in the evening, Radharani, morning only she will make a very beautiful garland and go and stand on the road of Mathura. That Krishna will come, I will welcome with a garland. And in the evening, Krishna will not arrive, she will take that beautiful garland and throw into Yamuna, and next day morning, next garland she will make. And for more than 100 years, every day she made a garland. Not a single day she missed, thinking that so many years have passed, he is not coming, why should I make a garland? Every day she made a garland, and every day she threw that garland, and next day again made the garland. And she will not decorate her body in pain. Then suddenly she will say, no, Krishna may come, let me decorate nicely, and she will decorate her body. This will go on, up and down. Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi and other gopis, they would have challenging time to make Radharani have a stable mood. She became a mad woman. So that's Vira in Vrindavan. And there's something, lots of more also, but for this class, this much is okay. But when Uddhava went, he didn't saw all this on the first day. Krishna covered all this for Uddhava. On the first day when Uddhava went, he saw the same scene which he would have seen or anybody would have seen when they would have come to Vrindavan in the presence of Krishna. Not in the absence of Krishna, in the presence of Krishna. So through Yog Maya, Krishna covered all this actual scene of pain and separation, and Uddhava saw everything normal. He heard the bulls fighting with each other for the fertile cow. He heard the mother cow running behind the calves to feed them milk with their full milk bags. And he heard the cowherd men milking the cows. And he heard the cows running with their bells ringing. And he heard the Brajvasis, they doing their evening chores. And he saw the gopis decorating their house, worshipping the sun, fire, forefathers, and deities in the house, preparing for the guest who would come suddenly. And so much sounds and so much conversations. Somebody shouting, please make the rope tight, this cow will run away. Somebody shouting, please loosen the rope, this is too tight. Somebody shouting, milk the cows now, it is time. Another shouting, keep the milk in the storehouse, monkeys are coming. Another shouting, take this. Another shouting, keep this. So many conversations he heard. So on the first day, he didn't realize anything abnormal. But we should know Krishna sent Uddhava to actually learn a lesson in prema. Uddhava is very knowledgeable, but that knowledge which he received from Brajvasis was incomplete. The syllabus was incomplete. There was one very important subject which Brajvasis did not teach Uddhava because Brajvasis didn't had the knowledge, had the experience of Krishna Prem, which he has to learn from the gopis. Even though gopis are not as scholar as Uddhav, but still they can teach Uddhav. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly said, the highest worship of Krishna is done by the damsels of Vrindavan, the gopis of Vrindavan. Because their love for Krishna is unprecedented. That cannot be compared with anybody else in the world, in the universe, in the creation. It's highest. Their natural affection and attachment for Krishna, anxiety for Krishna, that's highest. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed that we should be servant of the gopis, servant of Srimati Radharani. Because her worship is highest, her love is highest, her surrender is highest, her seva is highest. If Srimati Radharani is serving Krishna, he is fully satisfied, he doesn't need anybody else. And if everybody is serving Krishna and Radharani is absent, Krishna is not satisfied, not fully satisfied. Something is missing. That is her service. But Uddhava does not have that experience. And Krishna wanted him to go to Vrindavan, have this first-hand experience. And not only that, and then come back and explain to all Mathuravasis, the Vrishnis, the Yaduvansh, that you all love Krishna. And you are very proud that Krishna is your family member, your relative, son of Vasudeva. But there is somebody else who is higher in love, and that's Brajvasis, whose love is not publicized, whose love is not advertised. But their love is higher than the love of Mathuravasis and Dwarkavasis, the love of Yaduvansh. And how will the Vrishnis know about this love? When Uddhava speaks about it, they will believe. Because Uddhava is, whenever he speaks, he can convince anybody. Such a nice PPTs he makes. He can convince anybody. He is such a logical, knowledgeable person. Whenever he puts a concept or a proposal in front, everybody is agreed, 100%. Very reliable person. Good negotiator. Good advisor, mantri. In Dwarka, he was the mantri of Krishna. He would advise Krishna over political affairs. And Krishna would execute the plan as given by Uddhava and come out successful. So he wanted Uddhava to receive and Uddhava to give. He wanted Uddhava to receive the experience of this prem and learn one more subject which is missing, and come back to Mathura and share this with others so that everybody knows that the Brajvasis are highest. The Brajvasis are glorious. Now a very important question comes, if Krishna is in so much pain, why didn't he go to Vrindavan? And if Brajvasis are in so much pain, why didn't they come to Mathura? बात खत्म हो जाती थी ना. Krishna goes to Vrindavan or they come to Mathura. Should we do now or next week? Now, So one very important reason is after Krishna, see Krishna came to Mathura to kill Kans. And after Krishna killed Kans, the matter didn't got over, it became worse. In the sense that Kans' wives, two wives, widow, they both were sisters and daughters of Jarasandh. So they went back to Jarasandh and Jarasandh took a pledge to destroy Krishna. And Kans had many other Asura friends. Banasur was there, Narkasur was there, Dvida was there, many other friends. So many enemies of Krishna got created more after Kans got killed. That's why revenge is never a solution. When you kill your enemy, you create another enemy. Peace is the only solution for anything in life. So when so many enemies were created, Krishna knew a typical villain, if he cannot attack the hero, whom does he attack? Hero's family, or girlfriend, or sister, or brother, or mother, or father, right? Typical. So Krishna didn't wanted these enemies to know that he has affection for Vrindavan and Brajvasis. Because if he does that, then they are exposed to them. They will not come to Mathura. Jarasandh will not bring an army to Mathura. Jarasandh will take the army straight to Vrindavan and attack Vrindavan and kidnap Radharani and the gopis and Yashoda Maiya and Nanda Maharaj. That's what happens in Bollywood movies also. They all copy from here. Because I can't kill the hero, so let me find his weakness. So Krishna did not wanted Vrindavan to be exposed to his enemies. So he didn't go to Vrindavan. He bare the pain so that the villain doesn't attack Vrindavan. If you read Bhagavatam, you will know Dantavakra. After Shishupal was killed, Dantavakra became so mad that he rushed to kill Krishna to Vrindavan. He forgot Krishna is in Dwarka. He went to Vrindavan. Maybe he has heard a class many years before. He didn't have latest update. So in his madness, he took his weapons and rushed to Vrindavan. And Narad Muni told Krishna that he has gone to Vrindavan. And Krishna came in so much anxiety, he ran and caught him on the border of Mathura and killed him on the spot. That Vrindavan nahi jana, Yamuna paar nahi karna. Don't cross Yamuna. So to protect Vrindavan, to protect Brajvasis, Krishna didn't show his affection towards Brajvasis to his enemies, to the public. And another bigger reason is Krishna wanted to show to the whole world in the history the intense love Brajvasis have for him. And by being away from them, Krishna increased their pain and their intensity of love. Because in Viraha, the love is more intense than in Milan. When devotees are with Krishna, they have loving relationship, loving affection, transaction. But when they are away from Krishna, their intensity of love is higher, much higher. So to increase their intense love, Krishna gave them this opportunity. Of course, there is another philosophy that Krishna doesn't leave Vrindavan. But that we will not do today. That's much higher. So this pain of separation is a real thing. Crying for Krishna. Prabhupada said the final item of success in Krishna consciousness is when you cry for Krishna. That's ultimate. To cry for Krishna. If not, then our heart is still like a stone. We are chanting, but we are not realizing. But we keep chanting without offenses. One day we will be successful, crying for Krishna. And a devotee should hope and pray for that day, that I cry for Krishna. As much as when we lose our mobile and we cry that all my 3,000 contacts left me, out of which 2,900 I never spoke. Right? It happens. Something we are attached and we lose. We feel cry. We feel to cry. But we lost Krishna. Our relationship with Krishna we have forgotten. But we don't cry because we don't realize. Or we may practice on the intellectual platform that, yeah, Krishna is everywhere, He's in my heart, He is in the altar. But there is something more to that. But Srila Prabhupada, he has given a very nice opportunity in ISKCON. So through International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada has given such a nice opportunity that at whatever age a person joins ISKCON, from that age till death, if he chants every day 16 rounds minimum Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and follows 4 regulative principles and morning program, he can go back home, back to Godhead. A lifetime commitment. When a person takes initiation, he takes a vow to chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on beads and follow 4 regulative principles for whole life. That's the vow. So lifetime commitment that the day you start till the end of your life, you practice bhakti, you go back home, back to Godhead. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that easy? But we are lazy. So we should just do it enthusiastically. Even if you don't like, still we do it enthusiastically. In association of devotees, very much attached to our chanting, our reading, our hearing, our service, our Mangalarti, our Guru Puja, very much attached. Such a nice opportunity. We continue this, our heart will melt by the holy name and we will cry for Krishna. And that's success of our life. So this human form is very nice opportunity. An intelligent person should not miss it. Okay, we'll end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. If the Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, you may please ask. Yes, Govind Kumar.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the nice class. Discuss such highest of the subject matters in such a simple way. In the beginning you were mentioning about how Krishna revealed his heart to Uddhava and you were explaining the importance of empathic hearing. So, and you were mentioning that devotees should have friends to reveal their heart, and we should not be judging them, not correcting them, but listening them. So sometimes it happens that in the course of doing that, we may have to hear some blasphemy or some wrong things which may not be good for our Krishna consciousness. So what should be the ideal approach to deal with such empathic hearing?
Well, it's tricky. There is no one answer to this. But the principle should be such that being a friend, we should facilitate that the person has a change of language and still expresses. But on the spot it may be tricky, because sometimes the situation may be an emergency or sensitive. But overall friendship should be such that the principle is to follow, that we should not do offenses in the conversation. If it is repeatedly happening, we should make a change. We should introduce somebody else in the equation who can help it out, or provide a opportunity to correct that how to express, or maybe have a training for all devotees how to express their grief without offending. Like Parikshit Maharaj, he asked the cow and the bull. You know that first time in Bhagavatam? He asked, who hit you? And you know what they expressed? They didn't reveal and blame anybody or blaspheme anybody. And still, if that conversation happens, at the end we should beg forgiveness from the deities. And we should not judge the person about whom our friend has spoken. Erase it. That's it. Okay? Any more questions? Yes. So we'll take questions first, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much Prabhuji. Very wonderful class and very highest and deepest inhabitants of Vrindavan love you have expressed or informed in front of us. So thank you so much. Prabhuji, you have informed that Krishna, why Krishna not went to Vrindavan, the reason you have provided, and why the inhabitants of Vrindavan not come to Mathura, the reason.
Yeah, we left that, right? So the Brajvasis, they like Krishna and they like Vrindavan. And they like Krishna in Vrindavan. And they don't like Krishna outside Vrindavan. They don't like. Krishna in Dwarka is perfect. In Mathura is more perfect. And Vrindavan is most perfect. And once you have higher taste of most perfect, will you like perfect? So they don't like. They like Krishna with a flute, in a cowherd boy dress, not worshipped as God. If they come to Mathura and Dwarka and everybody paying obeisances to Krishna and doing arti and washing his feet and they are joking and embracing, you know, jamega? नहीं जमेगा, आपको भी नहीं जमेगा ना. It will not work. If your wife comes to your office, will it work? Huh? खाना खा लो, Raja. Will it work? So Brajvasis have very intimate love. It will not work in Dwarka and Mathura. Rasa Abhas. They both will not be comfortable. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any more questions? We'll take questions first. Sharad.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for a very wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
So, this Uddhava, he is a devotee in the Shantaras, if I am not wrong, right? Because he becomes a creeper in Vrindavan. Is it correct, Prabhuji?
No, he is Dasya and Sakhya.
Both, Dasya and Sakhya. So he prays that let me become a creeper in Vrindavan because he learned from the gopis that their love is so high and my so-called knowledge, jnana, is lower than that. So let me. So he prays also that, and okay. So he is a Dasya and Sakhya both combined.
Yeah, see, when Uddhava sees the love of the gopis and understands this is highest. Okay, you finish your question or not?
You can explain. My question is little more different.
Oh, so you continue.
No. This also I wanted to know. The question is after this.
Okay, so when you see something highest, the first thought you get is, I should also be highest. So when Uddhava saw this gopis' love is highest, the first thought he get is, I should also have same love for Krishna. But then he realized, I am not qualified for this. This is too high. With the background of knowledge I have, no aukat, meri aukat nahi, I can't. So then he thought that I should take the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis. They are so high. But they are so shy, and he is a brahmachari. He thought they will not give the dust, and if I try to take forcibly, it will not work out. So then he thought, maybe I become a grass in Vrindavan, and the gopis will stamp their feet on my head, and I'll get that dust. This life to not possible, next life. This is out of his humility he thought in that way. Not because of Shantaras. Because of an opportunity to receive the dust of the gopis. Dust of the lotus feet of the gopis. Okay? Continue.
So how can a devotee, and there are many other devotees in the Golok Vrindavan, and there is no comparison that I am better and things like that. They are all very happy, and Krishna also appreciates, and Krishna is completely happy with that devotee, whoever is serving in whichever rasa. So when we are trying to serve with devotees, so sometimes out of inability, or it may be due to some bodily inconveniences or something like that, we generally prefer to not do a certain kind of services. It may require little more, coming closer to a senior devotee or whatever it can be. So we may prefer to serve from a distance, or I should not be, visible. So it may be our own preference or something like that, or maybe due to some inabilities or something like that. So how should we not judge somebody who is doing that, and on our part, how should we take services, knowing well that offenses are also there and things like that. Like one should not come very close to the spiritual master, otherwise, So it may be like, or one should not keep on joking only. It may turn up into an offensive. So Sakhyaras, sometimes with devotees we may deal in a little Sakhyaras, he is my equal or something like that. So we prefer that, okay, let me just, rather be in the Shantaras or Dasaras, something like that in the sense.
Okay, the first thing is the word ras and subsequently Sakyaras, Shantaras, Dasyaras is only with Krishna. These words cannot be used among devotees. So if you are a friend of another devotee, you call him Sakha, but not Sakyaras. These words cannot be used among devotee relationships. This is only exclusive between the jiva, the soul, and Krishna. That's all. And yes, on our conditional platform, we may like and dislike services based on so many factors. Ideally, a devotee should be fully surrendered to the spiritual master, and whatever he says, he should do. Yes, sir. But when the spiritual master or the authority gives a choice, in choice, we choose. That's okay. And we choose based on the requirement, the need, and the like-dislike. Whatever we choose, we should grow. That's the most important thing. We keep growing in our devotional service. And maybe today there is some service which I am avoiding, but after I grow, 2 years later, I may not avoid that service. I may happily do it. And that change is a proof that some growth is happening. So if there is a choice, we can choose. That's okay. If we understand the choice is not there, then we should just obey. Because that will be good for our spiritual life. So those who are doing some services which we hesitate to do, we should appreciate. Brave boy, bold boy, good boy. We should appreciate. We should appreciate all services. No service is small. There is no comparison. All services we should appreciate. Did I answer everything? Okay. Yes. Mike. हनुमान प्रभु आप आखिरी में कमेंट दीजिए. सौरभ. चालू नहीं है.
हेलो. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you for your preaching. My question is why Krishna did not lessen the...
Hold your mic. Speak in the mic.
Can you hear? Yeah, sorry. Prabhuji, my question is why Krishna did not lessen the pain of Vrindavan Vasis when he's...
Why Krishna
did not lessen the pain of Vrindavan Vasis when he could do it?
There is no lessening of pain. That pain is joyful. There is something called joy of pain. That pain is joyful. Like a mother takes care of the baby. Is it pain? Yes. But is it joyful? Yes. She is joyful. But it's pain also. So much weight she has to carry all day. Especially when the baby is in the arms. So it's joy of pain. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, how to really understand like one who is in the stage of Vaidhi Bhakti, like I'm following rules and regulations, I'm doing Bhakti under certain rules and regulations, and how to understand that you said if we have not cried for Krishna, then our heart is stone-hearted. So at this stage, if there is some feelings or if we cry for Krishna, how to really understand that it is not a sentiment but it's a real feeling because that real feeling, that real love for Krishna could only be possible in the higher stages. But I'm still on Vaidhi Bhakti stage where I have no attachment for the holy name and for other things.
Well, there is sthai love and asthai love. Sthai means permanent, steady. That is possible in higher stages. In present stage, we can have asthai love. That sometimes we get some feeling for Krishna, and other times it's over. And it's not unreal. It's real. But it's asthai. Like when we heard this class now, how many of you felt some feeling for Krishna? How many of you cried? Acha, no public, huh? But after the class it will be over. Asthai. But is that unreal? No. It's real, but unsteady, temporary. And that's welcome. If there are continuous bursts of love with interruptions, that's welcome. Sine wave, it's okay. Once you're advanced, it will be e raised to x. Better. Steady. So from 0 to 100 you will go in between 50, 40, 30, 10, up, down, asthai. That's okay. But don't take it seriously. Don't hold a thing, morning I cried for Krishna, I am so great, but it was so dark, nobody saw, all these devotees don't know I am so great. Tomorrow I will try again. Don't take this seriously. Just forget it. Just focus on our sadhana. Advancement is not for advertisement. Those who are advanced, they don't advertise. Those who advertise, they are not advanced. So advancement comes with humility. In fact, humility is prior to advancement. Krishna prema and humility are actually same, equal. So it's not for contemplation. It comes, it goes, forget it. We just continue our sadhana and seva. Okay? Any more questions? Here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for a wonderful class. Prabhuji, we are doing chanting regularly and sadhana. So we are doing it mechanically.
Sorry, come back.
Yeah, means we are doing chanting and sadhana regularly and we are doing it mechanically, not having that bhav. So how we can start that bhav of Brajvasi? Like it will means we cannot reach it directly on that platform, but where should be the starting point of developing that bhav while chanting?
There is no starting point. We can't develop. We just worship that bhav. And that bhav will decide one day to come in our heart. It's not by our choice. It's by mercy, causeless mercy. So we just do our sadhana. When the Brajvasis, they bless us, then only it will happen. It is not something which can be received by hard work or achieved. This is not something which can be achieved. It can be only received. So we wait for that day. We pray to Radha Ras Bihari. We do service. Only a Brajvasi can give us. And by that statement, don't run to Vrindavan. We do service in ISKCON. Okay? Srila Prabhupada is a Brajvasi. Any more questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Very nice class. Prabhuji, I have one question. On the path of self-realization, does Maya stop attacking the soul? At what stage?
Does Maya stop attacking the soul?
At what stage? On the path of self-realization.
Till you want. We are the one who are getting attached to Maya. Till a person is in the material world, in the material body, Maya can influence.
But the prem arises when Maya is not there, no? Prem arises when Maya is not.
When prema arises, you will not be in Bombay, na? You go back to Krishna.
No, yeah, that love of Krishna.
Will you still be in Bombay? In BHK? Mera BHK, 1 BHK, 2 BHK. No, prema means you'll go back to Krishna. Till we are in material world, in material body, Maya can influence, the three modes can influence. The hunger, thirst, sleep will be there. So till the end, till 100% surrender.
100%.
Okay? Yeah, here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
What
Krishna.
happened after Uddhav went back to Mathura?
Keep coming. Our temple policy is suspense not allowed to be revealed. But I can give you a shortcut. Purchase a Bhagavatam set. Discount for you. So Uddhava was a changed person. Completely changed. Okay, he learned a lesson. Yes, Hanuman Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण। एक समय आमोग लीला प्रभु न्यू भक्त डायरेक्टर थे। वे श्री प्रभुपाद जी के अमेरिकन शिष्य थे और अच्छी तरह हिंदी बोलते थे। वे हमें नए भक्तों को पद पद पर मार्गदर्शन करते थे, लेकिन उनको श्री प्रभुपाद जी का आदेश था कि वे पाकिस्तान में जाकर प्रचार करें। जब वे जा रहे थे तब मैं फूट फूट के रो रहा था कि आगे मेरा क्या होगा। तब उन्होंने बोला कि भक्त लोग आपका संभाल करेंगे, चिंता मत करो। दूसरे कमेंट है, माँ का बच्चे से प्रति प्रेम होता है, इसलिए 10 किलो वजन का बच्चा लेकर चलते तो उसको वजन फील नहीं होता, लेकिन उसे अगर 5 किलो का पत्थर देगा तो वह 5 मिनट के बाद उसे फेंक देगी। वैसे हमारा प्रेम प्रभु के प्रति होगा तब हमारा जीवन होगा सफल।
हरे कृष्ण। Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you. Hare Krishna.